Burnout is real.
Burnout is on the way.
Yeah.
Burnout is real, and it's tough.
Yeah, the first ever client I had, my last payment, he ran away with the money. I signed the contract, but I clearly didn't read everything in that contract.
I actually worked with a very big influencer in the UK, but there was no boundaries.
Yeah.
And not having boundaries can really make things so much harder for you.
Yeah. Apply for a job, because as soon as you graduate, it's going to be hard. I obviously did not listen.
How do you stay motivated during slow periods or moments of self-doubt?
I can't lie, I just pray. Hi, I'm Raw.
And I'm Ryanny.
And this is Visionaries in Progress. Hi guys, my name is Rebecca. Please don't call me that, please call me Raw. I do sneakers, I do fashion, I am a freelance social media manager. Just call me whatever. Just call me Raw.
Hi guys, I'm Ryanny Kroiin. I'm a Brazilian entrepreneur in the UK, freelancer really. I run a social media management agency, specialized in wellness and beauty content. So, I'm still figuring out.
Yeah, figuring it out.
I think that we're all figuring out, right?
Literally.
I wonder how long until we're gonna get it figured out.
Can you take us back to the moment you decided to start freelancing? What led you to make that leap, and did you have a plan in place, or was it more of a trial and error experience?
Do you want to go first?
I started university, I had a gap year, and in that gap year I was supposed to work for like a property company and do like supposed to do a placement year in marketing and advertising, and then the pandemic happened, so I had to skip the placement and go straight into third year. I wanted to drop out in second year, but I was just like, you might as well just do it. And then my siblings told me in first year, like, in second year, apply for a job, because as soon as you graduate, it's going to be hard. I obviously did not listen.
Do you? I don't really know you, but do you ever?
I don't learn the hard way, but I feel like my way is the best way. And as I've grown up,
Period.
Ain't no period.
No period. Okay, sorry, then remove the period.
I've learned that just take people's advice, especially if they've gone through it. Like if multiple people are telling me, okay, in second year, apply for a job, and I didn't listen, it's not gonna go out the way. And it didn't. So I graduated uni, and then I couldn't find a job, so I started freelancing, and I haven't had a job ever since. Yeah, so I've just been winging it.
Really?
Yeah. What made you to make that leap? I didn't have a choice. Couldn't find the job. And I was just making money, like selling jewelry, selling clothes. And then I just got into freelancing. I think I was just always good at doing social media, but not for myself, for others. Mm-hmm. And then it just led me to do it for other people. And I was like, oh, this could be a job. And then I found out about freelancing, and I studied it as well. So I just thought, might as well just do it. Didn't have a plan. And everything is trial and error. Yeah, especially with freelancing, I think that's natural.
Very natural.
Yeah, I feel like freelancing is automatically trial and error. Just figuring it out, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
I actually started RK Social 2020. I launched RK Social in 2022 October on my birthday, and I like to say that because I love my birthday.
Love that.
So I wanted to make it even extra special.
Yeah.
The reason as to why I did is because I always enjoyed content creation so much, and I always enjoyed social media so much.
Yeah.
Like you said, I used to, before having RK Social, be the micro influencer on social and stuff. So I kind of worked on like collaborations with few brands. Yeah. Back when I used to be in front of the camera.
Nice.
Like I remember being super happy when I landed a collaboration with like Caramilla and ASOS Lipsy, and I've worked with them on like collaboration basis really. Yeah. So that was fun and games and everything, but it gets to you once you're doing something you really enjoy and you love, but you're not really making money. Yeah. It really gets to you, especially when you're growing, because honestly, we live in London, right? And breathing in this place is really expensive. It's expensive, yeah. So you have to be doing something. You have to be putting yourself out there. Facts. You have to be, otherwise I feel like you can't really survive nowadays. Yeah. Because like I said, everything is so expensive. So I then had a few opportunities before, like while doing this micro influencing thing on social media that never really gave me much money, but just gave me a lot of like
exposure.
Yeah, exposure,
like
networking and stuff.
That's good.
I used to do nanny as a side thing as well. Yeah. And that's when I got that nanny job, money that I used to do. Yeah. And started investing into like courses, like social media management courses and stuff. And kind of like prior to doing social media management courses, I actually did styling, like invested on like fashion styling courses and stuff, because I really thought that I like to dress up. I like to look nice and feel nice. So maybe I can do that for other people as well.
Yeah.
But then I thought it was quite long. And if I'm not very much in love with what I'm doing, like for a little while, then I think there is no point just for the sake of making money. So I have to enjoy what I'm doing as well.
Yeah.
Because like you said, freelancing is not easy.
It's not.
And if you're doing something that you don't enjoy, it gets even harder.
Yeah, you start to get depressed and you're just like, what is this? What is the point? Yeah.
So then I always, like I said, I always liked everything social. Like back to 2012, I used to run a blog. I've been I was like that typical girl that liked social media and stuff. I really wanted a PR agency, but I didn't have any PR knowledge. And I really enjoyed PR because of like all those brands I collaborated with. And I thought, it must be so nice to work and to do what these people does. But I didn't have PR knowledge. So then I went and I said, I have some social media management knowledge because I've done it from family and friends and stuff. So that's how I decided to launch RK, literally as a leap of faith, really. On the first month, of course, you're launching and you don't really there isn't anyone and you don't really have much, don't really have a portfolio. Yeah, and you literally...
portfolio.
Oh, yes, a portfolio is a thing.
Gosh, I hate that word.
It really is a struggle. Until this day, it's a struggle.
And you have to keep updating it.
No matter how many years you are in the business, you have to forever keep updating everything. So I got a client. I got my first client, which I think I was very blessed, not going to lie. I'm Christian, so I do talk about, exactly, God is good. And I think God was amazing. He gave my first client to me. I launched the business in October 2022. I got the first client in November. So literally a month after I launched my business. And I still work with them up to this day.
I love that.
And I absolutely love them.
I love that.
I honestly am so pleased and grateful that I have them in my life. And it's a jewelry brand. Nice. So literally were my first proper client, investing on my biggest premium social media management package. That's how it happened. I feel like everything then kind of started working out.
Yeah, everything just rolled.
Exactly. Because now it's going to be, 2 years and a half, 2 years and 6 months that I have RK with me, like open.
Nice.
Thank you. I think we should definitely congratulate ourselves. Yeah. I think that's something we really miss sometimes. We kind of so busy with freelancing life.
It's very hands-on.
Sometimes getting depressed because things are not working out the way we want, but we forget to take and look back at the things that have worked out.
Everything is a celebration in freelancing. Like
everything.
I think even if you drop a client, you should celebrate.
I think so as well. Because you should have boundaries and you should also
boundaries.
Oh,
boundaries with clients.
It is a thing. You need to be able to do that. And I did that very early on when I launched RK because really?
Yeah.
Do you know why I did? It's because prior to launch RK, while I was doing the nanny job, doing courses, I actually worked with a very big influencer in the UK. Yeah. Which name's not going to be mentioned.
We'll keep that private.
Yes, not going to be mentioned. But it wasn't the best experience. I'm sorry, I've got to tell the truth.
Yeah, of course.
So it wasn't the best experience. And it was because there was no boundaries.
Yeah.
And not having boundaries can really make things so much harder for you.
Yeah, I agree. It made my journey very, very hard, but
experiences, right?
Yeah, so experiences.
I would say you kind of have to go through those kind of things.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
you have to take a lot of L's.
But you kind of, like you said, you learn from them and you grow from those kind of situations. Exactly. So I grew from this situation that happened with this specific client. So then when I launched RK, I was a bit ready, and I think I had a lot of boundaries. Like my boundaries were up there because of this one experience that I had. That now I've learned to be a bit more flexible and a bit more, I wouldn't say boundless, but still have my boundaries. But a bit more flexible, I would say. Yeah, I agree. I think going back to the question.
Did you have a plan in place?
No.
Or was it trial and error?
Trial and error. Yeah. Until this day, as I completely agree to what you said. Yeah. Until this day.
I don't like making plans.
Really? I do.
I feel like I'm an adult, but I feel like if an adult listens to me and hears me say I don't like making plans, it's like a big red flag. But I just don't like putting plans in place. Like in 2025, by the end of 2025, I want to do this and this. But I have goals. Like I know at the end of the year, I want to achieve this amount of followers or this amount of brand collaborations. But not a plan like by the time I'm 28, I want to have 3 kids and this, that. I don't have a plan, but I have goals and I work towards something.
I guess it can be quite frustrating when you have those plans and then things don't really work out the way you want. So I feel like the frustration that you go through is so much that you don't want to put yourself in that situation again. Bingo. So I do understand what you're talking about. I enjoy doing, planning stuff, and I enjoy setting goals. Yeah. But it can be really, especially in the freelancing life, because honestly, it can be really frustrating when you really work hard towards something that you want, and I think it just doesn't work the way you want it to work. But then again, it's the life we chose.
Yeah, facts.
It's the life we chose.
And the algorithm, it's like, I ain't got plans for the algorithm. The algorithm just does what it does.
It does what they want to do.
Okay, period.
Period.
That's the day for today, period.
Period. That's my word of the day. Do you know what? My sister does, she like, there's a very, you guys talk in a very specific way.
Yeah.
So you and my sister, you guys talk.
It's like slang.
Slang language. I wish I talk slang language. I don't talk slang language.
I guess we all have our own language, innit?
Yeah. Are you trying to make me feel better? It sounds like
No. You're good.
But I learned the words is unscombobulated.
Discombobulated.
She kept on saying discombobulated, and everything was like, that's discombobulated, man. So now I'm gonna get home the same. Period.
Yeah, she's gonna be really proud of you.
What have been the most biggest struggles you faced as a freelancer? It can either be financially, mentally, or professionally.
Financially, no. I think I'm very privileged. I'm the youngest sibling, so
really, I
think I've just been able to just navigate life and figure it out. And I've always worked, so money's not ever been really an issue. Thank you, God. Good. It's not really been an issue for me. So financially, I'm okay. Mentally, again, it's like clients. I was a big people pleaser. So like, anything my client says, I'm doing. It doesn't matter what time it is. It doesn't matter where I am. If I'm on holiday, like, I'm always gonna do what I have to do for my client. And that's where boundaries came in place. Like, I didn't set any boundaries, so that took a very big toll on my mental health. And then I was never putting myself first. I gained a lot of weight, and so it was a big toll on me mentally. But I think you just have to go through this as an adult to learn. And I feel like if I didn't take those L's, I would have been the same person I was before, from when I started.
That is very important to say.
Mentally, it took a big toll on me, but I'm very, very grateful that I went through this stuff. Like, again, like you said, your first client or the influencer you worked with was, that's the same thing with me. With the first ever client I had, my last payment, he ran away with the money. But that's my fault because I signed the contract, but I clearly didn't read everything in that contract. So it's an L, but then now I know what to do.
Now you're ready and protected. So I'm to protect yourself as well.
So I'm happy I went through that mentally, and I actually don't do social media managing anymore. Really? I stopped in January. Didn't quit, but I just took a break to focus on myself. And because everything that I was pursuing for my clients, I was like, I can just put all this energy into myself and do what I want to do, and it's always been content. So why don't I just put all that energy into myself now that I've learned all those lessons from all the previous clients, and now I know actually how to work hard. And then, now just...
Do you know what? I'm proud of you, though.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
That's good. It's good to hear because
Thanks.
Sometimes it's so hard to put ourselves first. Sometimes it's so hard to have that, what you just said, the knowledge that sometimes you just need something specific and you just, you know what, I need to do this. So for you, it was... taking that step away from this situation, which was a social media management for you. And now I'm sure you're feeling a little bit much better, right?
I feel much better.
You need to be able to kind of identify those little things that kind of doesn't work for you and do something towards it so you feel better. Because if you don't, the burnout is on the way.
Yeah, the burnout is real.
Burnout is on the way. Burnout is real. And it's tough.
Yeah.
It really is tough.
I wasn't doing freelance full time. Well, I was, because freelancing is full time. But I have a job prior to that. So, I still have a job. So I still work part time. But doing that with freelance as well and having 4 to 5 clients at a time is not...
How do you manage?
I don't know how I done it. But as long as my clients were happy, I didn't care about myself. As long as that's what made me happy. If my clients were getting everything they needed and I enjoyed it, I really enjoyed it, but I was like, what? I don't want to do this. I want to do this for myself. So that's what I'm doing now. Yeah.
I'm glad you realised though, because going back to being a people pleaser, because I was a very much a very
I think
big people
it's
pleaser.
natural.
I think it's very natural, especially when we are freelancing.
Yeah.
We want to get it right. We want to show people that, you know what, I'm able and I'm capable of doing this, but it doesn't feel like we are unless we say yes to everything.
Right. Yeah.
So I was exactly the same thing. I was talking about that specific client. It was because I didn't set boundaries, especially with timings. I used to get emails at 7 a.m. in the morning on a Sunday. They don't care. And then if I went on a meeting on a Monday morning, why is it that you haven't answered my emails? Darling, maybe I was having a life.
Yep.
Just maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows? But do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
But now, so when I started RK, I was like, I work Monday to Friday. Boundaries. If you text me on a Saturday, Sunday, expect a no reply.
Facts.
Expect me not to get back to you. Yeah. And I feel like at the beginning I was a bit quite annoying, but I had to be annoying like that because I knew what I went through with that specific situation that I went through. Yeah. Getting emails on a Sunday. Okay, the email would end with not expecting you to reply now, but on the Monday morning meeting, it would be like, why did you not get back to me? So
it's like we need our time too.
We need our time. Yeah. So boundaries goes literally hand in hand with what you said before about being people pleaser. And not actually pleasing people, but pleasing yourself. Yes. And putting yourself first, especially when you are freelancing, because it drains us very so draining. Much. It's very freelancing life. It's not that I'm preaching against freelancing life, absolutely not, because that's what I do and I love, and I feel like there is no limits to where we can go or what we can achieve once we start freelancing. Yeah. However, we need to be able to, do what best works for us. Yeah.
Agreed. We have to take a lot of L's. Yes. But it's worth it.
Worth it. Because it's the experiences that you have along the way that makes, gets you to places that you want to be. Right. And, for moments like this. Yeah. Exactly. To share your experiences. Love that. How do you stay motivated during slow periods or moments of self-doubt?
I can't lie. I just pray.
Yeah, pray. Definitely pray. 100%.
Honestly, I've got to a point in my life where I just don't care. Like, not that I don't care about my life, but I just, whatever happens. But as long as I'm doing what I want and I'm using my privilege to the point, to the best of my abilities, right now, I just don't give a damn.
And that's good. Yeah. And I don't feel like, because I feel like sometimes we feel bad for saying that, and I feel like sometimes we feel like, or maybe we should care a little bit more, but actually we shouldn't. Yeah, as long as you're doing what you enjoy and you're working hard and working towards those goals. And you feel fulfilled, right?
And you feel good within yourself, like even if it's going for a walk or getting a coffee or I don't know what it is, but just make sure, because self-doubt, it's just draining.
It really is.
I used to care about what I look like. I used to care about what I dress like.
And did you used to compare yourself to?
Yes, comparison
especially
is definitely
social, right?
the
Especially when you're freelancing.
Joy. Yeah.
And you compare yourself to other freelancers that maybe have, are in a different stage than we are. Yeah. And we think, and we look at them and, we kind of feel like we're not good enough. We're not, never going to get to that level. But then again, they went for a whole thing that we have yet to go through. Yeah. We're still going through.
And you just never know when your time could be tomorrow, in a month, in 5 years. Like, it can literally happen overnight. So just as long as at the moment you're doing what you want and you're happy and you're fulfilled, then I think everything will fall into place. And I feel like if you're self-doubting yourself, then you're self-doubting God. And if you're self-doubting God, then just forget about it. Just might as well just end it all, if I'm being honest with you.
Period.
Sorry, I love that. Period.
Rich.
Yeah. So just make sure whoever's out there watching or listening, just do what you want, man.
Just do what you want. Don't care.
Don't care. I'm bold. I used to really care about what my hair looked like.
And I love that.
I don't care
because it shows
anymore.
That you have your own personality.
Period.
Period.
Sorry.
You just do whatever you want. You don't care what people say. And I love that. Is that attitude? Is that authenticity?
Yeah.
Authenticity. The Brazilian means hard
authenticity.
Authenticity. Don't say that word. Say it.
Authenticity.
That word.
A lot of people in their 20s feel like they're supposed to have everything figured out. Have you ever struggled with that pressure? And how do you remind yourself that it's okay to be figuring things out as you go?
Despite the fact that I do agree that nowadays that pressure is not as much as before, because there's a lot of people talking about it nowadays and raising the fact that no, we don't have to have everything figured out. However, we still have that society pressure that we must get to 30s and have something. And that can be really irritating, especially if you fall into that trap of believing that you actually have to, when you don't really need to have anything figured out. You can definitely be figuring out on the way. What I do is definitely, I try very hard, which is, we know it's difficult, is to literally not compare yourself with other people. Not compare your step 1 to people's step 10.
It's true.
Because we often, on social media especially, we do that all the time. And I learned it with a really special friend of mine's. to whenever we're going through those little moments, get yourself, step back, just like we did from social media management. Step back. Stop looking at what other people are doing. Stop looking at what other people are posting. Stop looking at what other people sharing online. And just focus on you. Because you will compare yourself no matter what. You will look at some girl on TikTok that's making millions and she's literally 21 years old. And you're going to look at yourself thinking, I'm 24. And I don't have half of the things that she has. But then again, she has a different life story.
Yeah.
She went through different stuff.
Yeah.
I went through different stuff. I'm an immigrant in this country.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, and
period.
you're
I am exactly.
Yeah.
And I am proud of myself. And you have to look at yourself like that. And I'm not even joking. You actually have to do that.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, then you're gonna end up putting yourself in that little trap.
Yeah.
And you don't want to do that to yourself.
You're just gonna stay stationed.
Literally, we are 20. I mean, we are 20 literally only once in our life.
Yeah.
We're only gonna get this once in our life.
They say your 20s is to figure it out. And your 30s, what did they say?
They say a lot.
Yeah.
They talk too much.
Well, all the people on like social media are like, your 20s are like, you're just figuring it out. And your 30s, you're also figuring out. But
And
your
then
40s, it's like enjoying life. Before it was like 20s.
Figuring out. And 40, I don't know, getting retired, I don't know.
Yeah.
But now it's literally, what if I'm 50 and figuring out?
Right.
That's fine.
That's true. Yeah.
That's okay.
For me, I don't know. I do not want to be figuring it out.
No, yeah, I don't want to be figuring
I don't
out.
mind.
But no, you don't. No, you can't lie as well. Looking back, what are some of the biggest lessons freelancing has taught you? Not just about work, but about yourself and life in general. So what has like lessons that you learned? I think we talked a lot about that, right?
Yeah.
Boundaries, putting yourself first.
And learning from others. Like I'm
Definitely.
very, very grateful for my siblings. Because they've gone through their adult, like they're in their 30s. So they've gone through their 20s. And and every time I'm like, I'm 26, I'm going to be 30 in 4 years. They're like, calm down, like take a break. And they're also figuring life out. Like my sister was a chartered accountant for 10 years and she quit and she's freelancing now. So she was always like, you need to get a 9 to 5, you need to do that. And now she's like, no, just do what you want. And as long as you're happy doing what you're doing and you're working hard and you're not just relying on like motivation and what's this mood that we get? Like if you get creative block, creative block as a freelancer is a real thing. Just try and work through that by doing other creative stuff because freelancers are all creative. So you're freelancer in what you do, but outside of that, you're good at something else. So it could be drawing or knitting or jogging or just making sure you're doing stuff beside like a hobby or something.
That you don't need to monetize.
Yeah.
Because I feel like everyone nowadays are kind of monetizing absolutely everything that they are doing.
Yeah.
And it gets to you to that stage of, creative block, burnout.
Yeah.
You don't need to monetize everything.
Yeah.
You can just have a hobby that you enjoy and you do it because of purely, feeling the pleasure of doing something that you enjoy because you don't need to, but because you want to.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Wait, I love what you said about learning from others because that just shows, you're humble. And being humble is something that freelance life humbles you.
It's humbling.
It's humbling. Freelance life is humbling.
Yeah.
So knowing that you don't know it all, knowing that you learn every day, knowing that you are able to learn from someone that you'd least expect to learn from.
Yeah.
It's fine and it happens all the time.
Facts.
And just take it.
Yeah.
You're not that big that you think you are.
Yeah.
So do learn and listen to other, like you said, your siblings. I've learned a lot with people near me and people far away from me as well. And, recognize that you don't know everything, that you need people.
Yeah.
Especially us, that we freelance.
Yeah.
It can be a solo journey.
Networking.
Networking is so important.
I'm not good at that.
Really?
Yeah.
I enjoy networking a lot. But I just
That's a skill.
I think so, but I feel like the more you practice, the better you get.
Yeah, of course.
And it's really funny because you're so, open and talkative and so nice.
I think I'm just
be around.
But if I go to a networking event, I will be quiet.
But then
until there's like an icebreaker.
Yeah. It is awkward at the beginning, but do put yourself in that situation where you feel you step out of your comfort zone because, like right now, what we're doing today is really stepping out of our comfort zone. Yeah. And I don't know about you, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying
this is a vibe.
And this is not right. It's period, and that's it.
Period.
This is period, and that's it.
It's not discombobulated. It's a vibe. Where do you see yourself going from here? Do you have specific goals for your freelancing career, or are you embracing the uncertainty and seeing where it takes you?
like I said, there is no limit to where we can go. There is no limit to what we can reach.
Yeah.
So I think it's definitely, like, we're going back to that conversation of planning. I think it's definitely good to plan. I agree. And I think you should definitely have goals, especially if you do the SMART goals.
Yeah.
I think they are, you know...
What's that, like, specific, measurable?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
I think they are nicer than just doing random goals.
Of course.
However, I think it's always good to go with the flow as well. A little bit of both. Not being so strict on something just specific.
Yeah.
But, you know, letting yourself... Because you never know. Like, did you expect to be here today?
No.
I didn't. So...
That's true.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So we never know. And let life work its way. God work its way through.
Honestly, I think learning from the younger generation, because they are smart as heck.
They are.
And they have the privilege. Social media is 50-50. It's a privilege and it's a curse.
Yes.
But they have the privilege of knowing how to use social media. I think the older generation, in terms of the people that have done it and have like there's this guy on TikTok called Moyo. And he's like he's blown from TikTok, and he's like given advice on how to get brand deals and stuff. But the younger generation, they've taught me a lot. And it's been like, why am I learning off of a 20-year-old, 19-year-old? But actually, we kind of started our freelancing journey at a young age as well. And we had a lot of wisdom, but they are smart as heck.
But in your ideal world, what would you say that you'd like to... I don't want to put that pressure because I think that is nice, but what would you like to be? And I wouldn't say not in 5 years' time, but what would you like to achieve this year, for example?
10K followers on TikTok. Please follow me. What else? Brand deals for sure. Just networking. Just learning how to talk about myself. Because I always talk about everyone else, which I love. If someone's like, oh, I'm looking for this person, I would always put my friends before me. And I love that. I don't mind. But learning how to talk about what I do
is very important.
With confidence and actually promoting myself and putting myself out there properly.
Good. That's good. Yeah. That's very much needed. Because honestly, until just recently, I think until just from when I first started RK to like November last year, I wouldn't like letting people see my work, like the kind of content I create for my clients. I would think that everything that I do is not nice. I would kind of hide it. I wouldn't really want to post it because I didn't feel like what I did was good enough. Once again, comparing myself to other people. Of course, I'm not going to feel like I'm good enough because I'm going to be forever comparing myself. Yeah. But, you know, I started doing what I said before, focusing on myself, stepping back from what I see from other people. And now I'm so proud of myself and I'm so proud of the work that I do. And I'm so proud of my content. And when I look at my content, I feel so confident. And it's nice because it's not about you being confident to sell your product, but it's needed. Yeah. Because you're most likely to sell what you have to anyone once you trust and you believe on the product that you have. So I'm most likely to sell this paper to you if I believe that this paper will be something good, then you need this paper. Yeah. Not just because I want to sell it, but because I actually believe on this. Yeah. And there's a difference. There is a difference. So believing in yourself, believing in what you do and talking about yourself confidently is a must. Yeah. It's a must. And we need to be able to do that without feeling embarrassed. Yeah. Without feeling like we should be embarrassed about what we do. We shouldn't. Yeah.
Or you're coming across as boastful.
Exactly.
Oh, no, I think you should boast. Yeah. Yeah, talk your
I feel like my friends at uni are tired of hearing that I have a business. But if I don't talk about the fact that I have a business, then...
Why?
No, I'm just saying that I think they're amazing. Oh, okay, they're nice people. Like I'm saying, like I think they are tired, but I think they're happy and fine, and you know they're good. Like they're happy for me. But if I don't talk about my business, who will? Facts. If I don't promote myself, because like okay, there are friends just like you that promotes their other friends and stuff, and that's amazing. We need more people like that. But if we also don't do that to ourselves about our own services, about our own products, then we can't be relying on other people doing that for ourselves all the time, because then sometimes we miss big opportunities and, you know, big things in our lives because we can't just step up and, you know, have that courage to talk about how amazing we are sometimes. But of course, in a humble way.
Did you feel that way when you started freelancing, like people around you weren't posting your stuff or promoting your stuff or commenting or did you care about that stuff?
I think I would say I was very privileged as well, because I did have a lot of people like my inner circle be really friendly and very supportive towards me. But it can be a big thing for many people, because I would say I've seen it has happened, but I wouldn't say much, so I didn't really feel it. But sometimes it does happen that the people that you love the most are the people that the most, yes, or to less.
Yeah.
So it didn't happen to me, which I'm very privileged and I know, but it happens to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Did it happen to you?
I just expected it from people that I shouldn't have expected it from. When actually...
The people you less expect?
The people, not less expect, but the people that have done it is the only people I need to do it. Yeah, the rest is just whatever. Thanks, but I don't really care.
Yeah. I think we need to have that attitude that you had just now a bit more in life.
Yeah.
We need this attitude. We shouldn't
just don't care.
We don't need to care about everything.
Yeah.
And I love that.
I think caring is draining.
It really is.
I just don't give an absolute heck anymore.
So that's good. Don't. Because when we do, we just spend so many hours, days, months trapped in this little thing, this little black hole that we shouldn't be stuck on.
I was in that black hole for a while. So now I just don't care. And I think it started when I shaved my hair off. And now it's just...
What made you shave your hair?
My hair was just damaged. Like, it went from being really nice, voluptuous, I looked after it, I was wearing wigs, to I don't want to wear wigs anymore, let's do braids, and then doing braids and doing it every 2 weeks, and then my hair just dying because of all the gel. And then I was like, I literally can't do anything with this hair. It's literally rock bottom. So I didn't want to shave it because I was like, oh my days, I'm going to be bald. I went from Becky with the good hair, that's literally what people used to call me, to not because I'm a but because...
I got it.
But, you know...
Referencing the hair, yeah.
But, yeah, from that to, wow, she really has no hair on her head. But I just embrace it. I think from that, now I literally don't care.
Like, again, authenticity.
Authenticity,
that word. And I love that. We need more of that in this world.
Yeah, we need more people like you too. Period.
We need more people like you.
Thank you.
Oh, period. This was
Love
nice.
that. This was lovely.